baseball today. Week in review, predicting the coming week. Every single one means that much more. Spinning the wheel, doing the rankings of the powers, all of that and more very soon. I'm your host, Nicholas Blaylock.
I'm your host, Adam Peddle, and yeah, guys, I'm already reading the comments, and we're going to talk all about that because we got the hockey kid saying we suck. I'm sad. Which is actually very much how I feel about the team and my own feelings.
Don't forget, Bangers is Best John saying Blue Jays suck right now.
Yes.
There you have it,
Those are big ones. And also, Zimmer is back. And that's another thing we're going to talk about as well.
Another sucky and shitty thing to do. Yeah. So it's all sad in Blue Jays land. We definitely got to chat about that. But, you know, maybe it's not all sad considering where we started the week last week. Let's not forget that we started it in Fenway Park. I know that this is like literally a millennium ago, but we started it in Fenway Park on the road against the Red Sox, who, yes, they are not an exceptional team this year, but still serviceable ball club. Better than the goddamn Angels, put it that way. Or should be anyways. And we go in, score a bazillion runs off of them, and sweep them.
Yeah,
what a good series.
It was a hard-fought series, too, because we went to extras twice. And that was the big one. We scored the bazillion in the first game, and then we grinded out the next two. But then, you know, we're feeling good. You know, we take 3 out of 4 in Fenway or in Yankee Stadium the weekend before.
And I do just want to pause for 1 second and just say one positive note is, one kind of like narrative around Blue Jays land is we can never ever win in extras, which has actually kind of been statistically true up until this past week, where it's like 2 times in a row, bang, bang, like there we go, we show up on the road.
And I think even before that too, at home or at Rochester, there was a game that we won in extras. So we're starting to actually come up a little bit clutch in that regard. But then this weekend passes, and it seems like the Toronto Blue Jays, their focus and effort, it's lacking right now, and we lose against the LA Angels, which should have been a lockdowns guarantee series W. Yes, you do face some really hard competition with Shohei Ohtani on Saturday, but the 2 other games, no reason why we're getting absolutely blown out 12-0 and then 8-3.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, what I saw, and I said it again, I'll say it again, is the lack of focus. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is one of them, making a lot of errors.
Yeah.
And then Teoscar Hernandez, if he's hurt, why is he in the game and not going 100% on plays? What do you take from that series, Nick? What are you taking from all these boys in the series? What do you make of it?
I do really enjoy the word focus there. I think that you could also throw out the word lazy as being something, an adjective to describe what I witnessed over those few days. I know that we were watching Tim and Friends there, and they were kind of talking. What was the word that they were using? And he was like, no, I don't think it's that anymore.
I don't know.
I don't remember either. But either way, guys, I think that onus should be on them. Like, ball is basically in their court. It's not like they're getting unlucky here or anything like that. Like, they're showing up and being lazy and being young, how we keep throwing. That's the excuse that we keep giving them every goddamn year. And it's like, at what year can we...
I'm stopping it right now.
Yeah, stop it.
You're 4 years. Bo Bichette. Actually, Bo Bichette in the last game actually showed some good focus. But Vladdy, you're 4 years in now, bro. It's time to wake the frig up and start getting the focus back. And it's not up to... And then Tim and Friends were talking about it. They're like, oh, is this a John Schneider thing? Well, let me comment on that.
Right.
It's not a John Schneider thing. The boys need to look themselves in the freaking mirror and ask themselves, am I going to start taking this seriously? I need to start showing up every day for 3 hours, just like John Schneider said. For 3 hours, you need to show up and put in max effort to win ball games.
Yeah.
No more jogging down at first. We saw Vladdy do that a lot recently. Jogging for these double plays. And they need to show up. And if we don't start doing that, then the playoffs are going to slip out of our hands.
Well, I think that a lot of people, when they saw Charlie Montoyo go, you know, a lot of those things, a lot of those problems that the Blue Jays have, well, they went out the door when Charlie Montoyo went out. I was never of that mentality. I thought that we weren't meeting our potential, so somebody's got to take the fall for this.
Right.
It's going to have to be the manager. Sorry, Charlie. I know it's probably not your fault, but you have to take it. And we are seeing that right now that, you know what, no, it probably wasn't Charlie that was doing this.
No.
There's just a lot of just lack of focus and effort from these guys. It's like they think that they're playing in the NHL where the season's 82 games long.
Right.
It's not 82 games long. It's 162 games long, you know, so you can't just show up half the time when you think that this is a big moment or a big game, or you think we have to win, right? And it does feel like that is the way of it, right? Yeah, bad team comes into Rogers Center. We're fucking hot. We're feeling ourselves. We just crunched the Red Sox. We just delivered it to the Yankees. We have the Angels now. We're at home. This is gonna be great. Let's go out to dinner, boys, and let's completely forget that we have our responsibilities and duties on the fucking field, and we have to run it to first base every now and again.
And what is frustrating too on that note, whenever they get down in the game, like they get woe is me, and I'm actually really talking to Vlad right now. It's a lot of woe is me. Oh my gosh, like I messed up. I'm sulking, and like you gotta stop that. You gotta end that right now.
I just remembered what it was that they were talking about on Tim and Friends, and they said that they were, or one thing that they were claiming was, I think that this team is pressing. When this team gets behind, this team is pressing. Now, what I actually saw in this series, a lot of times I do see that, but in this series, it was actually a bit different for me because it was like they were pressing, but at the same time, they also weren't trying either. You know, it was like we're giving up. And like we're not even here anymore, you know. We left instead of like trying harder and then screwing up because you're trying harder. They actually stopped trying as hard, and like that is unacceptable. You know, it's like pressing is one thing, and I do get that, and I don't like it. That's its own problem. But giving up and taking your mentality out of it. Yeah, not allowed.
It's a different mentality. Like what I need to see for us to like get back on track and to get back into a playoff race is going back to that original word we said, which is focus. Simplify the game. Don't press. Don't give up. Don't try something new. It's simplify the game. Hit the fastball. You know, you're on 2 strikes. You defend the plate. Like it's simple. People like Chapman, I saw that out of him this series. People like Kirk, I saw him out of this series. People like George Springer. George Springer has been incredible all week, and he doesn't look, and he's seen it all. He's won a World Series. He's been to the playoff many times. He doesn't press. Yeah. He keeps it the same way, and then all these young boys need to wake up. And they need to start doing what George Springer's doing. All these veteran guys.
I am so sick and tired, and I think that pretty much everybody who watches Sportsnet is so sick and tired of seeing the camera keep cutting back to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Doing one of these, doing one of these, doing one of those, doing one of this. Like it's like I'm so sick of it, man. You know, it's like he swings out of his ass. He has a bad AB, and then you just see him like this, and then alternatively you see Bo Bichette like throwing shit around and like being an animal in there, which I also don't think is very good either. It's like they deal with their traumas differently, but neither one is helpful to this ball club right now. Right. You know, it's like you can't just sit there. You can't throw your shit around. You got to get your head in the game and focus on your next AB and being better in the field and stop making mistakes. It's so frustrating.
I want to come and ask you something. What you thought about this? Bo Bichette in the dugout talking to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at the end after he made that error where Bo threw him a throw. Should be an easy ground out. Threw him a good throw right there to catch, and he makes an error. It slips out of his glove. It should have been routine. And then Bo Bichette had a conversation with Vlad in the dugout, and we don't know what he said, but based on the animations with his hands, it was pretty firm and direct. What do you make of that?
I'll be honest, it's impossible for me to really speculate without hearing the words and the intonation to what he said. I think that the sentiment of like having a conversation about a bad play directly after it happens is probably something that needs to happen. Do I think that you should be ringing somebody out, in the dugout? Like, if that's what he was doing, I don't know if that's what he was doing, but if that's what he was doing, probably not. Like, that should probably be saved for after the game, off of cameras and stuff. Right. But having a conversation about, like, hey, why did that happen? What can I do to, help you be better? What can you do to help me be better? Like, sure, absolutely, if that's what was going on. Right. We don't know.
Right. And I think a conversation, like you're saying, needs to happen outside of the cameras. And I would bet you any money, so based on what John Schneider said in his interview, he said that the guys are going to go and they're going to talk to themselves and they're going to work it out as a team. It's up to them now. You fired the manager. Okay, you can't fire John Schneider. He's the manager for the rest of the season, folks. Yeah. So it's the players now. That's the last person. It's the actual players there's no more scapegoats. The players need to figure it out, and if they do that, we should hopefully get back and make playoffs.
We have to figure it out very soon, because right now, everybody, we are on currently an 87 win pace. I don't know if that's good enough or not. Yes, we have the additional playoff spot, but clearly, like last season, that probably that wouldn't have been good enough last season. So it's impossible to say whether or not that is or is not going to make it. But we do need to be better, especially looking at the last 7 games for us. 17th in OPS ranked by the team, 16th 21st in ERA, so very below average in both categories. They're not really accomplishing much of anything, not making any ground, just skating by right now. And when you consider the Baltimore Orioles, who are respectively 21st in OPS in their last 7 games, but also 4th in ERA, so really picking it up on the pitching side of things and are 1.5 games back. That's who we need to be better than that. So whatever they're doing on their side and their ball club, we have to be doing more than that, because 1.5 games is not enough games to be fucking around and like making first baseman errors that we should be making in fucking high school ball.
The last 5 weeks, I believe there's 5 weeks of the season left. We need to be absolutely rock solid focus. You got to treat this like playoffs now, because this is playoffs. If you don't perform in the next 5 weeks, you are not going to be in playoffs. You're not going to have a shot at the World Series. And if you don't get there, all of the fan base is going to start blowing up. We're already starting to blow up. We're already starting to get angry and frustrated. And I'm sure the team is also very frustrated. So, boys, better figure it out. We're going to definitely do a prediction later like we always do in the upcoming series. But the next 2 weeks should be baseball that you should be winning. And we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
And also, too, guys, 5 weeks left. I just did the math. 36 games remaining.
Yeah.
That's how many games we have left. And some notable ones there. 10 of those 36 are against Baltimore, who is the team right now who's making the play. So you have to think, first off, going 500 in those 36 games is not good enough. We need to be winning more than 18 games for sure.
100%.
I'd say that at minimum here to be making a strong play, 24 out of this 36 probably needs to go in the W column. Wow. And probably, at least 6 out of the 10 against Baltimore need to be going into the W column as well to pretty much lock it in.
Yeah, and we have the Cubs and the Pirates, and we have Texas coming up, and then also Baltimore in the next 2 weeks. Those all need to be majority W's, if not all of them. Because then we got New York, we got Boston, we got good teams still coming up that we have to face and take care of. So lots of competitive baseball coming up. We're going to be covering it all the way, as you guys know. But why don't we move on? Let's get to somewhere more positive. Let's get to a positive land.
Well, as you guys all know, we do have an award that we need to give out. Even though I'm fucking pissed off, we do need to give it out. So let's take a look at some of those honorable mentions. Some guys that did some good stuff. Not going to come away with the hardware this week, but still, solid contributors.
Yeah, solid contributors, absolutely. We've got. As I'm looking, we have Chapman actually had a nice week, 6 for 21 for Chapman standards, is pretty good. With 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 RBIs. I mean, not many RBIs when you're down in that 7, 8, 7, 6
and it's hard to get RBIs when we go 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position, right?
Exactly.
1 for 19. That's what we went in the last series there, folks. It was abysmal. Just sidebar right here. I never, ever, ever want to have to go live for 2 games like that in a row.
Oh my God.
That was horrible.
It was horrible.
It was absolutely, I felt like, because, you guys don't necessarily know the feeling of this, but it's we're live for the 10-0 game, or the 12-0 game, excuse me, and then the 8-3 game, where we go down really early on, nothing happening on offense at all, everything fucking sucks, Kikuchi's coming out, it is horrible. That's 8 hours of my life that I am never going to get back, and just so much energy spent on a team who's not giving anything back to us at all.
Why am I putting in the effort if you're not going to put in the effort?
It was abysmal.
Right?
It was so horrible.
And then I literally stopped putting in the effort because they pissed me off. I was like, all right, you're going to go down 12-0? I ain't gonna say shit to you. Why? You don't deserve it.
It was so horrible. So hopefully that does not happen again.
Hopefully not.
What else we got?
Not many good bats. There one notable bat actually. Jansen only played 2 games in this last week. Went 4 for 7 with a homer and a double. Dirty hands is back, baby. So they're nice and dirty.
That's what it is. No batting gloves, everybody. You know how he operates. Gets them nice and dirty, and then somehow channels his inner fucking Babe Ruth. So
exactly. And then for pitchers, not many good pitching performances, like you said. Our ERA has been really horrible in the last week. But Manoah, we do got to give Manoah a little bit of applause here. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 1 earned run against Shohei Ohtani.
No W though.
No W, but
Sad.
that's the ball team. That's the offense. Manoah did literally everything possible going up against Ohtani. Ohtani said in an interview, he's like, I will never want to face Manoah again,
right?
Because he's just that good. And but he did enjoy going toe to toe with Manoah. So
yeah, they're both competitors.
They're competitors,
right? So it's like Ohtani was flawless, right? Ohtani's flawless. MVP, guys. I really do believe it.
Yeah.
And also too, I think Barrios was decent this week. Like.
Yeah,
am I making that up?
No, you're right. He's 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 earned runs.
Yeah, so I mean, like, as far as Barrios is concerned, like, that's good. We need that for the rest of it, right? We need to continue having outings like that moving forward.
Yeah, because he's still sitting at a 5.28 ERA.
The season's not salvageable.
No,
it will
the season's done for him.
Yeah, it will look horrible at the end of this. We're gonna look back and be like, "Holy motherfuck, he gets paid how much money?"
Yeah.
But at the very least, if I can just tell myself, "Hey, he had a good month of September," maybe that'll make us feel a little bit better going into next season.
100%. We could use all the pitching at this point in the season.
100%, yes.
But one guy who really stood out this week, he stood out to me in more than one ways. And I really do feel like there's many weeks where there's a lot of guys competing for Jay of the Week.
Right.
But this week was just absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
So, Nick, why don't you announce it?
Time, everybody, to crown the Jay of the Week.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Nick. Actually, let me flip over here and make sure I got it. Perfect. All right. Jay of the Week. Guys, this week, this one goes out to, and I think someone actually said in the chat, shout out to Luca who nailed it.
Nice.
It is Mr. George Springer.
Yeah, there we go. Way to go, Georgie. Way to
Woo!
go.
No side effects on this one, but we go okay. But Georgie, he was a fantastic. His numbers actually kind of dropped near the end.
Right.
But
I mean, impossible to maintain though.
Impossible. He coming back from the IL, there was at one point this week when he was like well over 500 batting average.
Yeah.
But for this week in particular, he had a slash line of 360, on base 448, a slugging of 600, and that is an OPS plus, or an OPS, excuse me, of 1.048. And he had a homer, double, triple, 6 RBIs, led the league RBI.
And clutch factor too.
Clutch factor, that's the big one.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like we're thankful to go 3-3 because of George Springer in this past week. So
yeah, in extra innings, both of them in Boston that we ended up winning, he had the go-ahead RBI. So absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. He also made it. He also just decided to put a little cherry on top and lose Adam $20.
Oh yeah, yeah. I bet $20 if you guys were watching the stream. I was chasing. I bet $20 on the Angels to win by 6 runs. And George just had to be doing everything possible.
Had to be elite.
Dude had to be elite and hit a home run.
Bottom of the ninth, home run. Didn't mean anything at all. But
he did. That's all I ask, you know, from George Springer.
Exactly. At the end of the day, you can't be pissed off.
No.
Yeah, that's what the boys did last week. We're going to need to do better than that, I think, moving forward, pitching and offensively. Speaking of pitching, though, I see a lot of people in here talking about, we got to trade this guy, we got to ship off this other guy. Well, one guy that we did ship off several seasons ago is making his debut return to the Rogers Center. We haven't played this team in several years at this point. 5 years. We have not played the Chicago Cubs. Marcus Strowman is the guy that I'm talking about right now. A little bit of a I was hoping that you do the because fucking like little bit of a questionable, dramatic exit that he made when it was time for him to get shipped off and go. Lots of media coverage on that. He's gonna be making his debut not today but tomorrow. For the Cubs. They're actually doing a video. What is it?
They're doing a video whatever, honorable tribute. That's the word.
Tribute
to Marcus tonight for tonight's game.
Okay.
And now a lot of fans.
How do we feel about
are
that?
kind of have some mixed feelings because just to remind everybody, we love to remind everybody about the drama.
Yeah.
So Marcus Strowman loves Toronto. I'll throw up a tweet right here before we get into all the negativity. Marcus Strowman loves Canada. He says here, Canada, I love you all. Toronto will be forever a special place in my heart. The culture, the people, the city are second to none. Thank you for always showing love and riding with me. Beyond thankful, grateful for my time here. Will forever come back and visit. So Marcus loves us. However, he doesn't love the front office with Ross and Mark. So
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He especially doesn't like minor leaguers, and he also really doesn't like Randall Grichuk. Now, Randall Grichuk's not on this team anymore, but they had a little bit of beef going back and forth because Marcus Strowman, when it was time for him to go, all this news coming out about how he was being a bit of a diva, kicking minor league people out of the gym when it was like their time to work, and he was like, I need it just for myself. And it's like, why do you need that, dude? Like, can we not... can we not do this together? Grichuk calls him out on it. Marcus basically says, I'm top shit around here. Don't talk to me. It's not a good look. And then Marcus goes, and it's just, it's not nice.
When he was traded, he was bashing the front office, saying we don't pay our players, which, as we know nowadays, is totally not true.
Completely false. We just didn't pay you.
We don't want to pay you because we're rebuilding, Marcus. That's the point. So he didn't understand that, but... So there's a lot of drama. However, you brought up to me before.
Right.
How do you feel about Marcus Strowman? Are you gonna, if you were at the stadium, would you give him a warm welcome?
I do really wonder, is it gonna be a boo or is it gonna be a cheer from the fans? Like it feels like this one's pretty split. It feels like maybe some of the diehard fans don't. Because I'll be honest, I don't necessarily have super warm, fuzzy feelings when I think about Marcus Strowman. I like what he did on the field for us, as a player. But I also don't necessarily like the way that he left on this. Come on, like, we just traded you, dude. You didn't have to be a dick about all that.
Yeah.
Like, it just wasn't cool. So I don't know if I necessarily love him. I don't necessarily hate him either. I would just stay silent.
Yeah,
if it was me, I'd
stay silent,
I just, wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, Strowman, exactly. On the field, I love the dude. I actually loved Marcus Strowman, during his time during the Blue Jays. And then right at the end, just kind of left on a sour note. So for me, I would stay a little silent. I mean, thank you for your work in the 2015-2016 run.
You were good.
Loved it. You were ace. You were phenomenal. But it's time to move on, I'd say. And we got Atlanta saying, I will cheer for him. And let us know in the comments down below, guys. Would you cheer for Marcus Strowman? Would you stay silent? Would you boo? What would you feel?
Yeah.
Strowman was my favorite pitcher in the 2015-2016 run. Absolutely. So, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever for me.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. You guys let us know. Hopefully we can cheer as we annihilate him.
That would be great. That'd be great.
Also, to answer Slurpy's question, no, tonight we are not streaming the game. Definitely later this week. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. I haven't really talked about it yet, but sometime later this week we will definitely be doing that.
This series will stream it.
And then on Sunday as well, as always. Let's move on, guys, to our power rankings. It's that beautiful time of the week where we get to rank said teams. Let's get straight into it. Coming in at number 10, you got the Toronto Blue Jays. Absolutely no logic whatsoever. There's nothing. There's no statistics to back this up. I wrote down, I'm doing this because I'm a fan. I'm keeping off the Padres. There's a few other teams on there. The Brewers, the Guardians. Yeah. They could all make freaking claims for this.
Padres
I am doing this because I'm a fan. Number 10. Be better. Earn it, Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, if they suck this week, if they can't beat the Cubs and the Pirates, you're done. Yeah. You're off the list.
You're done. Number 9 is the Tampa Bay Rays. They've gone 11 of 15 in their last 15, so they've definitely been pretty hot, making up some ground. A few series ago, we had them in the rankings. Not anymore. They are now second in the AL East. I don't like to see it. I don't know how they do it, but you got to give respect.
Yeah, they're hot right now. They're back where they should be. I always knew they're going to be back. When they went on that cold streak, I knew they're going to be back to the Rays. They just find ways to do it.
They do. Number 8 is the Seattle Mariners. Remember last season, everybody? We were like, oh, this has to be a fluke. They're just winning one-run ball games. Like, how are they doing it? They're doing it again this year. 28 wins from one-run ball games. That's the most ridiculous in MLB. Clearly, they just have a way around them where it's like, they know how to win in close matchups. Yeah. When we kind of freeze up and don't know how to come back from things, they absolutely do, and they're clutch.
And they had a walk-off hit this week, and I know the reason why I know it's because I own this guy in fantasy. Mitch Haniger, he's also back in the ball club, being absolutely elite, looking like he never missed a single beat. And then Luis Castillo and Robbie Ray, that rotation's elite. Gilbert, they're all elite, so they're going to be dangerous come postseason.
I don't want to play them.
Me either.
Number 7 is the Philadelphia Phillies, talking about elite fantasy assets coming back.
God.
Bryce Harper back on the squad, looking good, looking like he has not missed a single beat at all. They're also rising up the win column, guys.
God.
I was like, holy shit, 72 W's for the Philadelphia Phillies. Nothing to scoff at there, right? It's also a team where it's if I was in the NL, probably wouldn't want to match up against them and come wild card. It's like they could definitely make a bit of a push if they get going.
Absolutely. So. If I'm not mistaken, Blue Jays, you're facing them soon, so
get
ready.
Definitely not guaranteed dubs there, for sure. Number 6 is the St. Louis Cardinals. In the last 30 days, they have a team OPS of 873. Put that in perspective. That's a whole month of baseball where their team has been significantly better than Guerrero has on the season.
They're messed up.
That's really hot.
And I want to shout us out one more time. There was a Yankee fan, and I'm not targeting you. This just stuck to my mind, saying I'm not worried about the Cardinals. It was on the video I made regarding Jordan Montgomery. I think you should be worried if you get. Well, first of all, you got to get to the World Series.
Right.
But if you get to the World Series and the Cardinals are there, that's scary. That lineup's disgusting. Jordan Montgomery is elite. Wainwright's elite. They have elite players. I'd be worried, so watch out. Cardinals could be sneaky favorites.
If they do make it to the World Series, you know that 873 OPS over the last month has probably continued.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would not want to match up against that team.
Also, I have them for World Series when really low odds. I bought them
I think I did as well, actually. Yeah, so that's a good one.
Go Cardinals.
Number 5 is said New York Yankees. Literally, the record keeps them here. They have 4 more wins than the Cardinals do. Hard to kind of put the Cardinals above a team that still has 4 more wins than you. Cardinals have been better than the Yankees have over the last, 30 days, basically. Yeah. But still, those 4 W's, that's a big little chunk right there. I could see that swapping pretty soon, though.
Yeah, they won a little bit. They went on a little bit of a run after we left town, the Toronto Blue Jays, but then they lost their last 2, so... But they are getting their bullpen guy back. Yeah. They are getting Clay Holmes.
Holmes is back today, so we'll see how that does. Number 4 is the Atlanta Braves, 7-3 in their last 10. They're solid. Not a whole lot to say. You know about Austin Riley and their lineup. Like, they're just elite at locking people down long term for tons of money. So, or like less money than they should be paid, in the future. So
I did see when we were in New York. This was last Saturday, folks. So it was a bit outdated, but they had the best record in baseball, I think, for the last 70 games. So they're one of the best for sure.
Okay, well there you have it. Number 3 is their rival, the New York Mets. 6 games remain for the New York Mets at teams above 500.
Wow.
So with 82 games, it's like we have 36 games left to play. They only have 6 of those 36 against teams above 500.
Wow. They'd be closing in on 100, folks.
1,000.
Easily.
Oh, I think so. I mean, they're only 18 games away, so it's like they're definitely getting over 100.
Ball.
They're definitely getting over 100. They could be pushing, like, they could be, if they go crazy, pushing that 105, like, even 110 mark. I don't want to go that far, but, like, still, like, they have a very favorable schedule coming up, so, like, they're going to be getting a lot of W's.
Oh, yeah. And then that number 2 team, one of my favorites for the American League East, is the Houston Astros. You said it before on a live. Every single time I look at these guys, last 10 is always above 500. They're 6-4. However, they did just get an injury to their ace, Verlander. I don't know how serious it is. I think it's not that serious, but they need that guy back because he is very crucial. Yeah,
he definitely needs to be back and healthy and ready to go come October because obviously, like, Cy Young favorite right now. But I will say Bregman's making up for it. He's got like a 1.2 OPS in the last little bit, so like he's back to be in MVP form. And number 1 is obviously the LA Dodgers. Not a whole lot to say about it. Last 30 days, 2.35 a team ERA in the last 30 days. Wow. So their team ERA is better than Romano.
Yeah, that's insane, man. And
that's pretty good.
They have 88 W's. Yeah. 88 W's. They are now what we thought the New York Yankees were going to be pushing 110 W's.
They
easily.
Should be pushing 110, right?
Easily.
If you think about it, 36 games left. They need 22 out of those 36.
No problem.
In fact, I would completely bet on it.
Oh, 100%. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So, however, they did just lose Gonsolin to a 15-day IL. However, they did get May back.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't matter because they're elite.
Doesn't matter. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dodgers are dope. Guys, that is our power rankings. Comment down below what you think about it. Let's take a look at the Blue Jays coming week.
Hate it.
Well, we should like it, though. We
should, but I hate it still. The reason why I'm saying this is, I'm pretty sour because of the whole LA Angels series. Obviously, a series we looked at, we're like, oh, W's. And these guys that we're facing in this series, upcoming, the Chicago Cubs, have a very similar record.
Right.
55-73 are the Chicago Cubs. So we can't take them lightly, apparently, because we can't take anyone lightly.
We can't take anybody lightly. Like that should be just a motto for sports in general. Never take. There's no guaranteed W's in sports ever, but. You gotta think the other shoe's gonna fucking drop.
You have to.
We can't be shut out forever, you know. It's like we're gonna score runs.
And I think the boys, if they had that pep talk like we were talking about like earlier in this show, they talked to themselves like, okay, we need to focus the hell up because this next 2 weeks is supposed to be one of the easiest stretches ever that we've had all season.
Yes.
Like literally this week, Cubs, Pirates. Those are teams that should not even be like cracking the top 25.
And I'll tell you right now, guys, come mid-September, it gets harder again. Because that's when you're going to get all of Baltimore, Tampa Bay, New York. It's going to be all AL East. So we have to pick up the W's right now. What do we got?
Absolutely. So tonight we've got Jose Barrios on the mound up against a guy who's making his second appearance in the major leagues. Assad, his last time outing, 4 innings scoreless. So that's all we got on him. But we know all about Jose Barrios. We know about his shaky season. Are we going to get an ace? Are we going to get an absolute bust? We'll find out. And then tomorrow we've got Kevin Gausman up against Marcus Strowman. He's returning back to Toronto. Strowman's having an okay year. He's having a bit of a down year. 4.10 ERA for Marcus Strowman. We know about Gausman, 3.15. Wednesday, we've got Mitch White after getting blown up. His ERA is inflated to 4.24. Up against Steele, I think. He's got a 3.18 ERA, but don't know much about this guy. That's the series. What do you think about that, Nick?
I'm going to go crazy and say that we sweep them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to say Barrios is going to be elite tonight. I don't know who this Assad guy is. He's nothing. Strowman, lights are going to be too bright. He's not going to pitch that well. We're going to want to fuck him up, so we're going to get to him and make him look stupid. And then, like Steele, who was Steele, let's forget about him. White's going to bounce it back. We're going to have a good bullpen day. We sweep him.
I hope so, man. You know, part of me, after looking at both of these series, I was like, I'm going to do something crazy and say we lose this one. But how does that feel? How do you feel inside your gut if I say that we're gonna lose?
Well, do you think that we're gonna do that? Like, if you think that we're gonna do that, then say it.
I think so, but I'm gonna have a better prediction coming up in the next series. I think we're gonna lose 2 here.
Yeah.
I think because look, we're at home at Rogers Center. It's hard to get out of a funk unless you got to change location. You got to change something. Like we're just like when we're in this like groove, it's hard to get out of a funk. I think we're gonna lose 2. I don't know which ones we're gonna lose. I guess we're gonna lose tonight and Wednesday. Just because that's what's going to happen. The boys are going to... The offense has been horrible. We're going to lose 2.
All right, fair enough. I'm saying sweep, Adam's saying lose 2.
Yeah.
What do we have next?
Then we've got an off day Thursday, and we got the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have a horrible record.
They're bad.
48-79. Friday, we got Manoah up against Beatty, who's got a 4.88 ERA. Saturday, we got Strippy up against Contreras, who's got a 3.75. Bless you. And then Sunday, Jose Barrios up against, I believe it's Brew Baker, with a 4.39. Now, this one I'm saying we're going to sweep. We're going to get out of Toronto. We're going to get out of Toronto. We're going to have an off day. We're going to figure it out. We're going to go on a tear in Pittsburgh and sweep. Because on the road, recently, we've been better. So that's what I'm saying. So
I'll go 2 there. I'm not going to go too crazy with the 6 game, you know,
6 game sweep.
I'm going to say we get 2, making it a 5-1 week for the Blue Jays, which would be phenomenal. I'll also take 4-2, you know, which is what you're saying right there. I'll take 4-2. Anything less is a complete and utter L. Total bust if we go 3-3.
4-2 is the floor. 3-3 on the last week, that was like, okay, out floor. Because if we're thinking Boston and LA, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But no, we need to do absolute damage.
At very least 4-2. 5-1 should frankly be the expectation.
If you're
you know, it's like if you want to be a good team. 6-0, that's ceiling.
48 wins.
Yeah.
We cannot contribute wins to this team. We can't.
They don't even want them.
They don't want them.
Like, why would they want their wins? You know, it's like they're in tank mode. They don't care anymore. They're thinking about their trips to Cabo and California and wherever else. So let's just take the W's. They're handing them out.
Exactly. So 4-2 for me, 5-1 for Nick. That's our series predictions. Let us know in the comments down below. What are your series predictions for the upcoming week? Hopefully, better than that.
Let's do the next and final segment. Along with our predictions, we also have to make our personal player prop predictions. It's time to spin the wheel.
The spinning fortune, baseball, colorful, future determining, stat analyzing, and it's a wheel that we spin every week.
It is a wheel that we spin every week.
I am. I did some digging, so I was kind of shocked. I don't know how this happened. It's all luck. But June 26th, it was 19-13.
Right.
You had 19, I had 13. So it's been a dry spell. It's been a dry spell.
Yeah, I mean similar storyline is what happened last year, but roles are a bit reversed, you know. So it is my week this week, I believe.
Yes.
So I do need to. I definitely need to go 2-1 and hopefully get the sweep on you and make things a little bit closer for the final few weeks.
All right, let's get into it. Let's get it here. Spinny, spin, spin. What's it gonna be, everyone? What's it gonna be?
Looking for that bonus player, everybody. I'm not gonna get it this round.
K per 9.
K per 9.
So fun. Oh, look at that. It's already there.
Already there, eh? Did we do it last week?
We did do it last week.
Who did we pick?
I ended up picking Gosman, who went 5 innings, 6 strikeouts. You went Barrios, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts.
What a bunch of bullshit.
That's it. But I will say, if it's going to help you at all make a decision, Gosman does lead the team in terms of starters in strikeouts per 9.
Right. I'm going to let you go first on this one.
All right. Well, then I will take Mr. Gosman, which should be here. Yes. Gosman.
And I'll take Barrios again. Woo! One of these times it's going to pay off.
One of these times.
Yeah, all right.
All righty, here we go. Number 2 category. Guys, let us know in the comments down below, who would you pick for these categories? Play along with us, folks. And we're just missing bonus, but we're getting batters walks. That's a fun one.
All right, haven't done this one in a minute. I am up first. Who's gonna take the walks this week?
Who's gonna walk?
Who's gonna take the walks? Oh,
Want me to read them out to you? Who's walking?
Yeah.
Bichette had 4. You got 2 in that last game.
I don't believe it.
4 for Springer. Only 2 for Vlad. 6 for Kirk. 2 for Hernandez. 4 for Chapman. 2 for Jansen, 1 for Gurriel. I think I know what you should do, and we're staring at him right now.
Yeah, I am thinking about it. I'm definitely thinking about it. Like, he is pretty good at the walkies. It's between him or Springer for me.
We got Alana saying Springer, Luca Captain Kirk, Ratchet Springer.
Yeah, those are the options,
These are the options.
Those are the 2 that I want.
Whichever one you don't pick, I will pick the other.
I did think, and now we're completely split.
Kirky.
I guess I'll take Kirk.
Yeah, take Kirk. I would take Kirk if I were you.
I'll take Kirky.
And I'll take Mr. Springer.
All right. Fair enough. We'll see.
All right. Last one. Last category. What's it gonna be?
Need the bonus player here, everybody.
No.
Give it to me. No.
It's gonna go past. And it's gonna be K batters. This one's fun. I was actually looking at this one really hard.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Who's up there? I mean, I think Tio and Chapman are gonna be up there.
It's Tio and Chapman. Tio strikes out a frig load, dude.
He was horrible last week.
10 strikeouts in 17 at bats.
Oh my god.
Chapman had 9 strikeouts in 21.
Oh my god.
Bichette had 8 in 23. So those are the leaders.
Yeah, I know that those guys are awful with it.
Yeah.
Who's gonna do the worst? Who's gonna do the worst?
Everyone, let us know. We got Bichette, Zimmer, Chapman.
You know what? On the off chance that Tio's foot really is hurt.
That's true. He's not in the lineup tonight.
I'm gonna take Chapman.
All right.
I'm gonna take Matt Chapman.
That's smart. That's very smart. Because you're right. I was thinking about that. That's why I was thinking hard. But I was like, well, you're right. He's on the lineup. He's hurt. So with that being said, I'm going to give it to our man Bobo. And I trust that Bobo's going to
Bobo's definitely got a safe floor of strikeouts, you know, like
so does Chapman too.
Yeah.
You know, they both strike out.
They're
so
all
much.
going to be pushing double digits every single week. So
we got Lucas saying Boner Bo or Boner Bichette. Actually, Boner Bo would sounds a lot better. Boner Bo.
Yeah. Either way, guys, Bo Bichette's not getting 4 walks again. Those will get converted to strikeouts, and I mean Chapman just always is going to do it.
That's both of their games.
Yeah.
And that's same with Tio. So.
Anyways, folks, that is the Blue Jays Today show. Comment down below what you thought about anything that we talked about today. Power rankings, Blue Jays, and having to get everything in order, the wheel, just everything in general. Marcus Strowman's return. We'd love to hear your thoughts down below.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching.
And
go Jays, go! We have to win! Focus up.